Hello YouTube, welcome to another video. So it's been basically a month since the last video. I've had the car for around 2 months now, and we've done very good progress, me and my father. So basically the whole body is basically done for primer. We haven't really painted it yet because we had just finished it, and also we need to do some final touches before we actually do it. There is one issue on the other side of the car, which is here. This part we need to actually heat up the metal to make it flat, because it is a bit warped too much and we can't really fix it with the normal hard metal and stuff. So we need to heat up the actual panel, which is a bit annoying, but it's fine. Obviously we'll manage. A very good thing that we also managed this month is to actually put on the bumper. We basically made new studs, and we consulted someone who worked on these type of bumpers for a long time, and we did them to what he told us to, and it honestly it's perfect. I'll put some pictures in the video itself to show you guys how it turned out, because honestly, man, it looks great. It really does. Yeah, but we sanded down the entire car and we fixed all of the dents. This especially was very warped. We managed to fix it, but it took a lot of time. The bonnet is basically all good. It's finished, so we just need to paint it. Same with the rest of the panels, and we also finished this part of the car. Now the thing is, we are having a bit of an issue with the passenger side door. Yeah, so this is basically one of the last things we have to do. It is very warped here. We managed to make it much flatter yesterday, but we still have to heat up the door and fix it like that, which obviously is not ideal. You know, it's not that big of an issue. This door is much less of a problem as the other one. So this is the driver's side door. It's finished. We can basically just paint it. It was a very big problem though. So at some point in this car's life, someone tried stealing it, and they basically really dented the key and a lot more of the door. It was a very big issue to actually fix it. Obviously, there wasn't many things that were an issue. It was obviously the usual sanding and putting hard metal and, you know, buffing out the dents, but it was still very annoying. Yeah, we really managed to get this as close as possible. It's basically perfect, but this was really in bad shape. And also with both doors, as you remember from previous videos, we have some surface rust here. This really isn't that big of an issue. All we did was we used a wire, a brace with a wire brush, basically, and it worked really well. Same thing here, but we fixed all of it, so there's nothing anymore. No surface rust, no nothing. We also started using this tool. It's very useful. Basically what it does is it rocks back and forth while obviously the sandpaper is moving, so you get less tired while actually sanding down the door or whatever you're sanding down, because it is better in certain cases than the Orbit, because it is flat. And for very big panels like the door or the bonnet, you need something long like that, because an issue with the Orbit sander is that because it is a circle, you can put some pressure, or you can unevenly put pressure on a certain part, and you make some dents into the actual paint or whatever. I think in my first video on the car, I mentioned about denting the roof a bit, because I was using the Orbit sander incorrectly. So I already have some experience with that. But this has been really useful. I really enjoy using it as well. And the work is always so satisfying when you actually finish it. Yeah, but mostly everything is going really well. Me and my father have been making really good progress. We've been basically working on the car every other day. We have been speedrunning this entire car. One thing that's going to be an issue now in the future, well, it's not really an issue, it just has to be done. Basically, the things that we had to fix on the body have been fixed. So what's left now is to paint the car. We have to do 2 coats of primer twice. So we have to paint the car 4 times, but we only have to sand it down twice. And the reason for that is if you find any imperfections, you catch them in the primer, not in the final coat. Obviously, it's better to catch it early. And also for the paint to stick with itself better. When it comes to making videos, of course, I am going to continue with the monthly schedule. However, I mean, it is going to be white paint and there's not going to be much to see. So the videos will obviously be shorter, and not to mention, tomorrow I do start school. So I'm going to have much less time working on the car. However, my dad will be working on it, so progress won't be halted immediately, but unfortunately I'll be busy with school. So yes. Another positive thing that we also found is we found someone with the mold of these A-pillars, and these A-pillars are very difficult to find or very expensive when you do find them. They're like 200 or 250 euros to buy, both of them. We found someone who's going to make us 2 sets, which is great because if one breaks, we'll have another spare, and it's in Malta, so we don't have to ship it from anywhere. What we did have to ship was the power steering kit. We basically found someone who's scrapping his old 323, and we basically bought the power steering from it. It's coming from Ireland. It should be here any day now. But yeah, this is going to have power steering, and maybe it's going to have AC in the future, because for the engine, I decided I do not want to turbo it. I want to have ITBs, and it's probably going to be a 1.8 liter BP engine, because in my opinion they do rev a bit less than the 1.6s, but you have much more space to upgrade the car. The engine, for example, you can obviously cam and port it like you can with the 1.6, but with the 1.6 you cannot bore it out to maybe 2 or 2.1 liter if I ever want that extra power. And obviously as well, eventually I want to have ITBs on the engine. Now, what does this have to do with the AC? Basically, because I won't have an intercooler, I'll have space for AC, for the condenser. Obviously it's just another radiator in front of the normal one, because obviously the condenser sits here of the car, and then you have the evaporator is obviously next to the blower. Overall, the progress me and my father are making is very good, and we're doing it in very good time. I doubt we're gonna be able to finish it before my birthday, unfortunately, which is late November. But it's fine. I mean, I'd rather wait and have a really good product than to rush it and fuck it all up. Because eventually, if we do fuck it up, we have to redo everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this monthly video, and I hope you tune in next month. Hopefully by next month, this car will be white.